Fasting is a spiritual discipline that has been practiced for centuries in various faith traditions. While God is not moved by our actions in the sense that He is obligated to respond, fasting can be an effective way to connect with God and seek His intervention. Here are some reasons why fasting can be a powerful way to move God. 1. Humility and surrender. Fasting is an act of humility, demonstrating our willingness to surrender our desires and needs to God. This humility can move God's heart to respond to our prayers. To Chronicles 7:14, Psalm 51-17. 1. Seeking God's presence. Fasting is a way to seek God's presence and intimacy. By denying ourselves physical nourishment, we can focus on spiritual nourishment and deepen our relationship with God. Psalm 42:1-2, Matthew 4:2-4. 1. Demonstrating desperation and dependence. Fasting can be a tangible expression of our desperation and dependence on God. When we fast, we acknowledge that we cannot accomplish our goals or overcome our challenges without God's help. Psalm 119-126-127. 2 Corinthians 12-9-10. 1. Breaking spiritual strongholds. Fasting can be an effective way to break spiritual strongholds and overcome obstacles in our lives. By fasting, we can weaken the hold of sin and worldly desires, allowing God to work more freely in our lives. Matthew 17:20-21. Mark 9:28-29. 1. Expressing gratitude and worship. Fasting can be a form of worship, demonstrating our gratitude for God's provision and blessings in our lives. By fasting, we can focus on God's goodness and express our dependence on Him. Psalm 100-1-5. 1 Corinthians 10:31. Scriptures. Matthew 4:2-4. But he answered, "It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." Psalm 35-13. But as for me, when they were sick my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting. 2 Chronicles 20-3. Alarmed, Jehoshaphat resolved to inquire of the Lord, and he proclaimed a fast for all Judah. May God give me the physical and spiritual strength to always embark on fasting. Amen.